When we say that Atomy's final goal is to become a distribution hub, it's not just a figure of speech. We're going to conquer the global distribution channel. It might sound impossible, but we said we're going to make everything pass through Atomy. There's a legend here at Atomy. No matter how improbable something may be, it can come true through Atomy. Back when I used to drive an old used minivan, I always said things like, we're gonna go global one day, and when a partner becomes an Imperial Master, I'm going to get a forklift and give them $1 million. Everything came true. Once, someone extremely smart said this to me. Do you even have the money to fly to the US? But look at me now. I'm holding a seminar here in the US. One of the distinct characteristics of the AI era is that 40% of jobs will be lost. Where will those people go to make ends meet when that happens? There is only one place for them. A place that declares it will beat Walmart and Amazon. They must come to Atomy. Everyone, you shouldn't write down things that are 100% possible in your life scenarios. Achieving things that are 100% possible doesn't make you successful. It's only a challenge if you try things that are unlikely to happen. You must believe that you have that 1% chance of succeeding and focus on that 1%. That is the road to success. I'm up here saying all these improbable dreams, beating Amazon and Walmart and so on, right? I'm not saying these things because I'm 100% positive they'll come true, but that doesn't stop me from repeating it over and over again. All you need to succeed at Atomy is your mouth. I built Atomy with one single thing, my tongue. The things that come out of your mouth determine whether you'll be a success or not. You might be 99% sure that you can't become an Imperial Master. How can I possibly make $100,000 a month? You might be questioning, but if you believe that there's a 1% chance that you can do that, you should talk only about that 1% possibility. Tell this to your partners. I will make you Imperial. Make Imperial. Tell them this. Make Imperial. I will make you Imperial. Make 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 Imperial. It's so great to see you all. I just got back from my tour in South America. It was quite a journey. When they heard I was flying to South America, they said the US is on the way and requested a seminar in New Jersey. So I made a stop there and flew over to Sao Paulo. On my way over there, I got to the airport 4 hours earlier and I was waiting for my 10 p.m. flight, but there was a 2-hour delay. So I waited. Then they said they needed 2 more hours. When we finally took off, it was 10 a.m. the next morning. I basically stayed up the whole night at the airport. I had to curl up and spend the night at the airport. One of the partners that went with me teased me and called me a homeless millionaire. Anyways, so many people welcomed us at Sao Paulo. When we got to Bogota, in Colombia, there was a hail as big as this one. And it was packed full. Something even more surprising happened with our revival meeting the next day. Initially, our branch employee told us that they reserved a space for 200 people. Once they started registration, they had to change to another spot for 500 people. But once we started, about 800 people showed up. So we had to get 2 more rooms. And then the building management said the building was too full and locked the doors. But even then, approximately 50 more people sat down on the steps outside to listen. It was so moving that afterwards I stepped outside and took a photograph with everyone there and just took it all in. I was thinking that the next time we celebrate an Imperial Master in the US, we should book a convention hall in Las Vegas. But I announced that we're going to have it in Bogota. Why? Because so many people showed up at the revival meeting. No matter where we hold an event in the States, everyone has to fly in from other cities. It's actually cheaper to fly into Colombia than it is to fly into other cities within the United States. It's close from Brazil and Mexico, too. So, we discussed the possibility of holding a grand convention in Bogota next time. Atomy is a company that is growing globally at incredible speed. The biggest driving power to Atomy's growth is absolute quality and absolute price. Selling absolute products and a price that cannot be matched by anyone else. For example, if there's a product of equal quality, compared with our competitors, we'll sell at a lower price than them. Atomy's Absolute reached $1 trillion in sales with a single item. In the beginning, many of our partners were probably told that the Atomy cosmetics were unknown and unfamiliar. People would respond, "How can I trust and use such a nameless cosmetics product?" But now, our Atomy Absolute skincare line holds the highest selling product within the mass skincare industry. Let me put this into perspective. One set costs $260. Then that makes one product approximately $44 a piece. Then to reach $1 trillion in sales, that means we sold over 30 million products. Think about it. Over 30 million cosmetics products sold. What product was the highest selling product in the mass skincare category? There are many great companies in Korea. And out of all their products, the Atomy Absolute skincare line cosmetics were the most popular. That takes us off the nameless category. The Absolute skincare product costs $44, but I don't think the quality falls behind any other company's cosmetics product that is in the price range of $440. It's not just my opinion. It's been scientifically proven too. Atomy's Absolute Skincare won the King Sejong Award. The King Sejong Award is awarded to the first place product among 100 to 150,000 patents registered every year. Korea is now the leading country of technology. When you look at the number of patents registered within a year, our country is by far number one in the world. Korea has more registered patents compared to the US, Japan, and Germany. Listen carefully. If we say that a country can be considered financially stable if it holds a single top-tier technology, Korea holds a countless amount of them. Let's take the cell phone, for example. We're sweeping the cell phone market around the world. Next, we have household appliances. What do you think is the dream of housekeepers in the US? Having LG or Samsung appliances in their kitchens. Having Korean refrigerators or washing machines has become a way of showing they are well off. Back when we were young, if someone had a double-door GE fridge, it meant they were a big shot. It's just like that. American housekeepers consider a Korean fridge to be a sign of affluence. In the process of LG and Samsung conquering the global market, they developed and registered countless numbers of patents. The list doesn't end there. Korea makes the best high-quality batteries in the world. Our biotechnology, our shipbuilding technology. Hands down, Korea is the number one high-tech nation of the world. And out of all those patents, the number one award didn't go to a plane, semiconductor, cell phone, nor ship. After fierce competition, the King Sejong Award went to a cosmetics product. That award wasn't given to Atomy just because the chairman was good looking or anything. I mean, yes, I am good looking, but that's not why it was given to Atomy. Here is the reason. The absolute line holds technology that originated in the field of medicine. We call that convergence. It was converged with the technology that comes from a different field. When anti-cancer medicine enters the body, it doesn't just kill cancer cells, it also kills healthy cells, right? So the technology to deliver the effective ingredients to only the cancer cells was developed in order to preserve hurting the healthy cells. This is called the drug delivery system, the DDS, and Atomy was able to apply this to the cosmetics field. For example, the ingredients that work to eliminate wrinkles should be delivered to where it's needed. And whitening ingredients should target cells that are creating melanin. Thanks to this technology, the effects are amazing. The Absolute line isn't cheap because of its cheap quality. It's made with state-of-the-art technology. We pride ourselves in catching up with the technology of European cosmetics brands 10 years ago. Despite the high quality, if we are able to sell tens of millions of them, the price is bound to go down. Products that we can't help but use because of its excellent quality. Products that we keep buying not just because the compensation or cheap price. In business, we call this the law of consumer benefit. Why do consumers buy products? Why? People buy products because it's more useful to them to have that product than to have money. Then why do people sell products? Because it's more advantageous for them to have the money than the service or product they're selling. It's an exchange based on mutual benefits. You'll probably get some time to write your life scenarios later. And there's an equation to success. How do you succeed? There's something called the laws of success. I'll explain that through a video lecture, but the reason you can't succeed is because you don't know the laws of success. Let me tell you about Carnegie. He was born into a poor family and later became the world's greatest steel magnate. He later looked back on his life and thought, would I be able to succeed if I were to be born into a poor family in another lifetime? Or was everything pure luck? And he replied that he was 100% sure he'd succeed, even if he were to live the same life all over again. He was positive that he'd succeed 100 more times, even if he was to be born into the same poor family in 100 lifetimes. Why? Because he knew the laws of success. If you look at why people couldn't succeed, it's because they simply don't know the laws of success. As long as you learn the laws of success, anyone can achieve 100% success. After working as a salaryman for 17 years, I made my own internet mall. But it was too soon. I made it in 1999, long before optical cable lines. It had over 100,000 products, too. It was the greatest online shopping mall in Korea that sold everything you could think of, and greater than Hansol CS. What was the problem? The internet speed back then was so slow that it took ages to upload. 5 minutes was the minimum. We even sold PDAs back when smartphones weren't even introduced. You can buy everyday products as well as things like bus tickets with this, I said. You didn't need to stand in line for 2 hours and wait to buy bus tickets and use the PDA to buy tickets 5 or 10 minutes before the buses arrived. I told them how it worked, but the issue was that the PDAs weren't popular. I thought I could move up the technology, but there wasn't a demand. I was moving too fast. The online shopping mall that was full of high-tech dreams was a failure. Afterwards, I made Atomy. After my first failure, which I managed for about 3 years, I would shut myself up in my room. I had creditors on my back and my health was in bad condition too. At the time, I was already a master in the field of success. I was so enlightened in that field that I could give a 50-hour lecture about it. If you were to give a lecture for 50 hours, you have to lecture for 4 hours in the morning, 4 in the afternoon, and 2 hours in the evening for 5 straight days. That's 50 hours. I could do that without a script, too. I thought that there could be no one who knows better about this field than me in Korea. But because I got ahead of the time, I was cooped up in my room for a long time. Do you know what I thought about during that time? If I am able to get myself out of here, I will hold the key to success. And if I don't, it's all over. Let's see who's right once and for all. Was I able to get myself out of there or not? I got myself out. How? First, establish your goal. And that goal isn't something you can achieve 100%. I'm saying that you have to challenge yourself to establish a goal that may not seem very plausible, but something you must do. A goal that will almost drive you insane. Let's say your goal is to become an imperial master making $100,000 a month. Some people might say, how is that possible? I'd ask for nothing more if I could just make $500 a month, let alone $100,000. But people who are satisfied with making $500 a month will remain poor for the rest of their lives. In the East, people say that your looks can overcome your fate. We often say that we live according to our fate, but our face overrules the fate. What am I talking about? For example, there are 2 people who were born on the same day, same hour. But according to their face reading, one will succeed and one will fail. Our faces overrule the fate we're born with. This is why you must take responsibility of how you look. When you're over 50, the beauty you're born with holds no great meaning. At that age, your wealth and character can be read on your face. Now, if there's something of greater importance than our face, it's our physical state. Your physical state, someone with an upright posture, someone with a definitive outlook. These types of people are far better than people who are just good-looking. Then, there's the state of the mind. The state of the mind is far more important than anything else. The state of the mind overrules the state of the body. I can say from personal experience that the mind is important but difficult to control. Then how can we lead our mind to a successful path, to a positive path? How can we keep it on that path? There's a saying that I came up with. What you say determines everything. Your words are far more important than your face, your body, and your mind. What you say can change your life. It says so in the Bible as well. The tongue is just like the helm of a ship. Ships change directions with the helm. Then, if our tongues talk about success and positive thoughts, that's where our lives are headed. But if your words are filled with negative thoughts, that's where your lives are headed. I'm saying that you should direct your words towards positive thoughts. Words have incredible power. One time I went to this school reunion. I wasn't a very smart student back in school, and there was this one guy who always got good grades. He went to Seoul National University later on. Anyways, he came to the reunion and apparently asked a friend about me. Hey, what is Han Gil up to these days? He was worried about me, being the good guy he is. He asked about me, and that friend asked him back. Don't you know? Have you heard of Atomy? Sure I have. He's the chairman of Atomy. Huh? Atomy's a big company. So he came over to me and said, how did you get to be the chairman of Atomy? What do you think I told him? Thanks to my mouth. It's the truth. Ask Imperial Master Park Jong-soo or Im Sung-taek. Or Imperial Master Kim Kyung-suk. Ask any of our earlier Imperial Masters. I always said that we'd become the distribution hub through our absolute quality and absolute price. And that I'm going to conquer the global distribution channels. Other network marketing companies were never competitors. Our competitors were Walmart and Amazon. I said I would unify all the distribution channels out there globally. That's what I always said. And I told them I'd forklift $1 million once they became Imperial Masters. This was back when I was driving around a beat-up minivan that cost $2,000. I had nothing. But I had big dreams. Smart people were fast with numbers. Does the chairman have enough money to fly to the US? People were fast with calculations. To be honest, I didn't have the money to buy a ticket to the US. That still didn't stop me from saying that we were going to go global. People have 3 capabilities. The first one is the physical ability. Imagine you had to shovel. You could dig a hole in the ground. But if you use your head, your knowledge, you could converge and build an excavator, which can work 100 times more than you could with a shovel. Even greater than that is the spiritual capability. We all have bodies, souls, and spirits. We have to learn to use the spiritual abilities as well. Most people stop at the intellectual ability. That's how far school can take us. But we all have spiritual abilities as well. The Bible tells us what that is. It says in the Bible, "The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life." Words are spirit. You can see my body standing in front of you, right? But can you see my spirit or not? You can't. If you want to know how my spirit is working inside of me, you have to listen to my words, right? What I say is the expression of my spiritual activity. That is why words are spirit. If you utilize the spiritual power, the results will magnify several times compared to just using your intellectual power. Are you going to live your entire lives just by using your bodies? Isn't that a tiring life to lead? What about using your intellectual abilities? Just a few I can see. Most of the people here aren't part of that pie. Most of us weren't star students in school, so we're not cut out for that. But the spiritual power has nothing to do with how you did in school. It's the power of belief. It's about believing what you can't see. So when I talked about forklifting $1 million when members became Imperial Masters, no one could see it in front of their eyes. But after those words came out of my mouth, there are actual people who received that money. After I kept saying that we were going to go global, we really did go global. So, the words you use every day are crucial. Out of our looks, our fates, our minds, our words can change everything. Your words will determine the course of your lives. So, what should you do from now on? I'm so happy to have met Atomy. Atomy is bound for success. I can't help but to succeed. Keep saying this to yourselves. What if you can't believe it? Even if you can't, keep repeating these phrases. Then it will come true. Do you think I believed myself 100% when I said that Atomy was going to go global and that I was going to forklift $1 million? I didn't. I didn't believe it 100%. I'm not an idiot. How could I believe it when I had nothing in my hands? How could I possibly forklift $1 million? Even as I was saying those words, I didn't believe them myself. But you never know. If you keep telling yourself that, it might come true. There's a 1%, 0.1%, 0.01% chance of it happening. It might come true. What on earth? If you believe there's a 0.1% chance of succeeding, it might actually come true. It's the same for your chances of becoming Imperial Masters. People who place their faith in the 1% slim chance of something happening and not the 99% chance of it failing, those are the people who utilize the spiritual power. So, repeat after me. Words over matter. That's the idiom for 2025. Thank you for listening.